Hello everyone, welcome. In today's session, we are going to focus on Iyengar Yoga for flat feet, sort of. Okay, the practice that we're gonna do is really good if you have flat feet. If you have fallen arches, this practice is gonna help you strengthen your arches, learn how to articulate your foot, and as a result, just strengthen it. However, I say that it's yoga for flat feet, sort of, because this work is so important for so many other reasons than simply or only flat feet. Okay? Your knees, your hips, your back, everything will benefit from having stronger feet. So with that, I hope you enjoy this practice, and let's get to it. Hey there. If you have a cranky back, stiff neck, if you're overweight, anxious, or if you simply don't look, feel, or resonate with the images of yoga on social media, you will definitely want to check out my online course, Iyengar Yoga Fundamentals. Okay, the first thing I want you to do is learn how to articulate your feet and your toes separately. Okay, so this can be done standing, but I know I find it very challenging, and so I'm going to show a version of it seated so that you can reach your feet with your hands. Okay, but feel free to do it without your hands and standing. Both are good. Okay, so what you're going to do, I'm seated. I just stacked a few foams so that I'm seated kind of low. Makes it easy for me to bend forward and be able to touch my feet. And what I want you to do here is use your hands and hold all four toes. So the only toe that's free is your big toe. Okay, hold all the four toes down, and now lift your big toe up 5 times. Okay, lift it up, lower it down. Lift it up, lower it down. Lift it up, lower it down, lift it up, lower it down. I may have lost count. One more, I think. Lift it up, lower it down. Okay, next you're going to do the exact same thing, but this time hold the big toes down and let all 4 of the other toes lift up. Okay, hold the big toes down, don't let them come up, and then lift all the other toes up, lower them down. Lift them up, lower them down. Okay, keep going. I just chose 5 as a random number, but actually when I practice this myself, I often do many more than 5. Okay, release. Let's go back to the first one again. Okay, hold all the small toes down, lift the big toe up, and really lift it up and lower it down. Okay, lift it, lower it. Keep going. Keep going. Few more times. Okay, switch it up again. Hold the big toes down, lift all the other toes up. Lift them, lower them. Lift, lower. And notice if the big toe is trying to lift with you, right? So you're forcing it to stay down with your hands, but you can still feel whether it's, there's resistance there. Is it trying to lift up? Okay, so notice that and keep lifting and lowering those other toes. Good. Okay, and then release. All right, so now you can have a look and see, can you manage this without actually holding your toes down with your hands? So you can look at your feet, and now here I'm going to take my big toes and glue them down. I look at the big toe and sort of the neck of the big toe here. You want to extend that forward, and then I glue the big toe down and lift all those other toes up, and then lower them down. Up and down. So this has been a bit of a work in progress for me, but I am lifting the toes. I don't know if it'll be visible on the camera because it's not that much, but they are lifting, and I can see quite a difference between the right foot and the left. I have more control on one side than the other. Okay, lift and spread. Spread the toes too as you're lifting them. Okay, and one thing to be mindful of, careful of, is that you're not like completely shifting the ankle or the foot as you're trying to lift the toes up and down. You're really trying to isolate that movement. Okay, now shift back to the other variation. So now this time you're gonna lift only the big toes up. Okay, so all the 4 toes on both sides stay down and big toes up and down. Okay, this one is a little harder for me. Okay, I'd be curious to know how it is for you. Lift the big toes up and down. See, on my left, I get a little bit more control, a little more movement. On the right, it's not coming so well. So for that, what that tells me is that I would do better to continue practicing using my hands for a while longer. Okay, but you have to gauge yourself and try both and see what's reasonable. Where do you get more out of the practice, right? Okay, so go for one more round and you work it out. See, do you need to hold the toes down or can you do it without? And just lift those big toes up and down a few more times. Good. Okay, that's the start. This is the start. That's your first exercise of the practice, and it can be repeated. It can be done anywhere. It can be repeated. Do sets, repetitions, and you may find that your toes get tired. You may also find, sometimes I feel it really in my hip. Okay, and this can depend a little bit if you're standing or if you're sitting, but you'll start to feel some of these connections, which is always, I find, fascinating. Moving along, I want to point out to you 3 points on the bottom of the foot. These are 3 points that I speak to frequently in my teaching and focus on frequently in my own practice. Okay, I just find them extremely effective for helping me connect with the ground, with the earth, and activating everything, all the little muscles, and stabilizing the joints in the feet. Okay, so big toe mound is here. Inner heel is on this side. And then this is the outer foot, and the 3rd point is that middle point on the outside edge of the foot. Okay, so I've got 2 points here like this, and then the 3rd point here like that. Okay, these 3 points, when I've got my feet on the ground here, when you've got your feet on the ground, try it with me. Okay, plant your feet, seated, standing, either which way, and now lift all 10 toes up. Okay, that's a little easier than what we were just doing. Lift all 10 toes up. And now very firmly press the big toe mound into the ground. Okay, your inner heel, yeah, let your mind go there. Inner heel cut down. And now roll to the outside edge of your foot and cut that outer foot down, that middle point on the outside edge. And those of you with the fallen arches, with the collapsed arches, that outer edge, that's going to be really, really key for you, because that's what's going to lift the arch, what's going to shape the arch. Okay, press those 3 points of each foot more strongly into the ground than any other part of the foot. Okay, and again, those of you with fallen arches, stay with your toes lifted. Okay, because it's like lifting a weight, right? The toes, lifting those toes, you're strengthening your arches. Lift the toes, spread your toes, and now press the big toe mound, inner heel, roll to the outer edge of the foot and cut it down. Keep pressing. Literally feel like you could grow those 3 points deeper and deeper into the ground. Okay, and then release. Okay, we'll take those 3 points and now work upright in Tadasana. Have for yourself a strap and a brick, okay? Foam block, wooden brick, either one will be fine. And I like to work with it on this second elevation here, like this, and you're gonna take your feet right against, the inner feet right against the brick here. Now, a couple of caveats, okay? If you're working with bunions, okay, and it's like really, really painful, to get that big toe, the outer edge of the big toe there against the brick, then just shift yourself a little forward, okay? Don't make it, I mean, I certainly don't want you to cut yourself. Move yourself a little forward so you can work more on the back of the foot, on the heel side of the foot, okay? Also, I do happen to have relatively small feet, so my whole foot fits against the edge of the brick. If that is not the case for you, your feet are longer than the brick, what's most important for the purpose of what I'm teaching is that the inner heel touches the brick. Okay, when I'm standing this way, a lot of times people, they'll kind of do something like this. I want absolutely the inner heel connected with the brick. Okay? All right, once you've worked that out, you can take your strap, open it up so it's nice and long, and then you're gonna slip the strap underneath your brick and then in between your big toe and those other toes, your big toe and second toe. Okay, and then once you have that, cross your straps, the tail's there, and then reach your arms like as far down as you can so the arms are straight, and then pull back against the strap and stand up tall. Okay, now take your mind to the bottoms of your feet here, and with your inner heels, grip the brick, squeeze it like absolutely, okay? Squeeze the brick. Tug a little bit on these straps, pull up, and encourage your big toe to move towards the block. Okay, now maintain the connection. Inner heels, squeeze the brick. Big toes, move towards the brick. Now maintain those 2 points of contact, and from the outer edge of each foot, roll down and see, can you lift your ankle bones away from the brick? Okay, so you want to move the inner ankle out towards the outer ankle. And the brick is going to give you this really effective feedback, right? Again, squeeze the brick with your inner heels, tug on your strap, big toes towards the brick, maintain this, and now roll the outer foot down and lift your ankle bones off the brick. Move your ankles from inside out, inner ankle to outer ankle. Again, stand up tall, Tadasana. And then release, pause. Okay, you're gonna go again, and now what I want you to just start to train your awareness, your sensitivity here, is notice action and reaction, right? So as you start to connect with the brick on one part of your foot, do you happen to lose the connection somewhere else? Okay, so again, inner heels, squeeze the brick, squeeze it, squeeze it. Now as soon as you squeeze the brick, what happens to with the inner heel, what happens to the big toe? Okay, where was it, where is it? Now pull on the strap, encourage the big toe towards the midline, okay, and still squeeze with the inner heel. Spread all your toes, spread them, okay? Now maintain these 2 points of contact. These are 2 of the 3 points of the feet. And now roll the outer edge of your foot down and lift those ankle bones off the brick. Check in. Are your inner heels, big toes still touching? Lift those ankle bones from inside out. Push them out. Roll the foot down. Squeeze the brick with your inner heel. Squeeze with the big toe side there, and lift those arches. Okay, and then release. Next, can you do it without the strap? Okay, so again, stand, squeeze the brick with your inner heels. Big toes toward the brick. Okay, go again. Squeeze with the inner heel, squeeze with the big toe. Notice that give and take. As you do one, you may lose the other. As you do the heel side, you may lose the toe side. Okay, navigate that a little bit and do both. Okay, maintain this, inner heel, big toe, roll the outside edge of your foot down and lift the ankle bones off of the brick. Okay, and notice if one's ankle bone is touching and the other one is not, right? This will also give you feedback about which arch is maybe a little bit more fallen or maybe just not as strong. Okay, and then release. Okay, we're gonna move a little bit up the leg now. Okay, so you can take your brick and place it this time. And notice what I'm doing, I'm taking it from behind, right? As opposed to putting it in this way, I'm taking it from behind and I'm placing it at the thickest part of my calf. And the reason why I'm doing that from behind is because I want the calf muscle to roll in that direction. So when I pull this a little bit forward, it's just gonna encourage the calf flesh to move in the right direction. Okay, so go ahead and place your feet like that, your brick like that, and your feet. And now pretend like you still have the brick between your feet. Okay, stabilize yourself. You can have your hands on your hips, you can have your arms straight down. Bend your knees ever so slightly. Lift your toes up, all 10 toes up, spread your toes. Pound into those 3 points of the feet. So as if the brick was there. Big toe mount, inner heel, outer edge of the foot. Find that shape. Maintain those 3 points firmly pressing. Okay, now squeeze the brick between your calves. Squeeze it. And squeeze the brick a little bit more from the back of your legs. Okay, squeeze it more from the back. So it wraps in that direction. It's hard to walk with a brick between me like that. Okay, squeeze from behind and now push the brick forward. So you still got a little bend in your knee. Press the 3 points of your foot down, feet down. Wrap the calves in behind the shin bones and now push the brick forward. Push it forward. Keep pushing it forward. And now lift your kneecaps, lift your thighs, push the brick forward, and slowly straighten your legs. As you straighten, continue to push the brick forward. Learn this wrapping action of the calves. Why? Because it's going to strengthen your arches. Okay? Wrap the calves, push the brick forward, stand up tall. Maintain this, breathe. Okay, and then release. Take hold of the brick, place it down. Just stand for a moment, Tadasana. Okay, stabilize, steady yourself, and feel what's going on in your legs. Okay, feel the sensitivity, the alertness, the touch of each foot to the floor, and almost the vibration of the legs, right? What's happening in the ankles, the shins, all the way up to the hips here. Okay, and then release. Okay, next part of the leg is the thigh. Okay, so now in this variation, you're going to take your brick again, and you're going to place it between your thighs, as high up between the legs as you can manage. Okay, right in there. And now at this moment, I only want to focus on the action of the thighs. Okay, so once your brick is inside, you can bring your legs close together. You can even join them if that feels totally fine on your knees. Okay, and then from your outer legs, this outer line here, from the outer leg, squeeze the brick. Squeeze it. Pull into the midline. Now, as if someone was standing behind you and quite literally pulling the brick out behind there, move the brick back. So just ever so slightly, turn the front of the thighs in, and now move the brick back, 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 back. Okay, as you move the brick back, you may notice that your torso starts to fall a little forward. Okay, let's adjust that. Move the thighs back, but at the same time, from the middle of your buttocks, push into the body. So you've got like this sandwiched feeling. It's very compact. Thighs go back, mid-buttock pushes forward. Back, mid-buttock forward, and now ascend up through the front body. Okay, go to your base. 3 points of each foot, push down, Move your thighs back, mid-buttock in, lift your chest up. Tadasana, like this. Okay, and then release. Okay, remove the brick. Take a moment, stand tall. Okay, let's go back to the base. So again, stand with the brick between your feet, and let's do the work of the 3 points of the foot with the feedback of the brick one more time. Okay, just to really drive the points home. All right, squeeze the brick with your inner heels. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. Lift your toes up, spread your toes, encourage the big toe towards the brick. Okay, whether it's touching or not, right? You can always go back to the strap and use that. That's totally fine. But even if it's not, you work towards it, okay? So still send the message there. Inner heel, big toe, and then roll the outside edge of the foot down, lift the arch, and as soon as you lift the arch, notice if the inner heel came away. Okay, navigate that a little bit, do a little bit of one action, a little bit of the other action, and try to get both things happening. Okay, and then release. All right, now with that sort of fresh in your mind or fresh in your feet, let's now try with 2 bricks, okay? And the foot brick is gonna be in your mind. So what we just did, you pretend like the brick is there. But what I want you to do next is take 1 brick between your thighs, as we did before, and then the second brick between your calves. Okay, a little bit of finessing here to get everything in, like so, okay? And then I'm showing you here, I'm showing you how to work with this bottom brick wider than the top brick. It's a little more available. I find it very effective. You can also, depending on the shape of your legs, depending on what's going on, put both bricks the same orientation. Okay, actually they can both be broad, they can both be narrow. So feel free to experiment a little bit with that. Okay, I think I want to show you from the side view here. So once you've got your 2 real bricks in place, an imaginary brick between your feet on the floor, stand up, but just bend your knees slightly. Okay, bend your knees slightly. Now lift all 10 toes up and work to keep those toes lifted the entire time. Okay, 3 points of each foot, big toe mound press, inner heel press, roll to the outside edge of your foot, cut it down. Okay, now building your Tadasana from the base up. Now move upward, squeeze the lower brick from the back of your calves. Wrap the calves back and into the midline. Now push that lower brick forward. Literally like you want to throw it across the room. Push forward. Then lift your kneecaps, lift your thighs, push that lower brick forward, 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 forward. Grip the upper brick, move the upper brick back, lower brick forward. Upper brick back, lower brick forward. And don't let the feet slip, right? Did 1 point come loose? Press those 3 points. Wrap the calves, push the lower brick forward, move the upper brick back, and mid-buttock in, chest up, reach down into your arms. Tadasana. And then release. Wow, right? This never ceases to amaze me how all-encompassing just standing still can be. Yeah, Tadasana. Okay, 1 more go. This is really like the foot, the legs, this is gateway into the spine, like pelvis, spine, like no other. Really, really good work, okay? Last time here. Again, take the brick in between your thighs. You can take it in between your calves here. And do remember that you're wrapping the calves this way and pushing the lower brick forward, even though the upper brick goes back. Okay, sometimes I refer to this as the Iyengar Yoga party trick, okay? Because different parts of the legs are really moving in different directions at the same time. Okay, once the bricks are in place here, have a little bend in your knees. Okay, soften the back of the knees. Lift all 10 toes up. Spread your toes. Now press the 3 points of each foot strongly down. Lift those arches. Maintain those 3 points. Wrap the calves. Squeeze the bottom brick from the back side, and push that lower brick forward. Keep pushing it forward. Big toe mound, maintain it. Inner heel, maintain it. Outer edge of the foot, maintain it. Push the lower brick forward. Now, kneecaps up, thighs up. Squeeze this upper brick, and as you push the lower brick forward, move the upper brick back. Lower brick forward, upper brick back. Mid buttock into the body, ass in the front body. Reach into your fingers. Steady your gaze, find your breath. Tadasana. Okay, and then release. Lower your bricks and just stand for a moment independently in Tadasana. Okay, I am going to end it there. Okay, there's lots more that you can do to work on your feet. There are many other asanas that will be helpful in that regard, but this is a good start, a good start. Please let me know how you make out. Let me know if these approaches were effective for you, if you found them challenging, if you found them easy. And if you give it a go ongoing, make it a daily practice for some time, let me know if you see progress. I've been really amazed at the amount of progress that can be made by doing this kind of work. So yeah. All right, that's that for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to practicing with you again next time.